This small 4-ounce sample bag from Klondike Klinkers cost $25 and shipping was free in May of 2017. Now, I've always thought that the sample packages from dealers might be a good way to go because these are intended like chum to fishing. They're extra rich and they tend to want to bring people in to buy the more expensive packages, but we'll see. Now, Dylan Miller over at goldpaydirtreviews.com got 0.519 grams out of his 4-ounce package, which is really good. Now, the advertisements say that it's guaranteed to have between 0.3 and 0.5 grams. So he did pretty good, and I'm looking forward to see if I do as well. First up, let's see what this stuff looks like. And here we go. It's a little dusty, and I'm seeing 5.4 ounces. So I'm getting an ounce and a half more than the 4 ounces that was promised, which is pretty good. It looks pretty fine-grained, a couple of maybe plus 12 mesh, but most of it looks down around 30 mesh. Now, because this is such a small quantity, I'm not going to run it through my 10 mesh sorting system, but instead just do a hand sort and see what we can find. And then I'm just going to run the whole thing over the Miller table, 1/4 of a teaspoon at a time, and see what we come up with. Here we go. Oops, I almost forgot to check for magnetite and hematite. Now this is a super magnet, so it'll pick up the hematite as too also. So let's see what sort of black sand concentration we have. Oh. Okay, from such a small sample, that's quite a bit. So you might want to use magnetic separation to get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, now let's do some hand picking. And here's what I found. This is a grain of rice for size reference. A couple of these look pretty impressive, but they're paper thin, so there's not a whole lot of weight there. But this guy is nice and chunky. In fact, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's almost a clinker. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is I didn't buy this bag of dirt. I had my wife buy it, and she has a whole different email address, accounts, and all that sort of stuff. So there's no way that the sellers could have known that I was buying this for one of these reviews. I have to say, this was a nice bag. This was a lot of fun. Because there's so little material, just 5 ounces, there's no hassle with screening it or classifying it down. It's already classified to 1/4 inch, I think. So you just dump it into a pan and start going to work on it. There's enough black sand in there that if you like difficult panning, that'll give you a challenge. But if you don't, it's almost all magnetite, very little hematite. So a little bit of magnetic separation and you've got an easy pan. All of the gold was 30 mesh or larger, and very easy to pan out. So I'd say this was a pretty good bag of dirt. But the real test is how much gold did we find. So let's go to the scales and see how it did. Showtime. .515 grams. You know, that's super. For a $25 bag of dirt, that's really great. So I'd say this is a pretty good product, and I might buy one of these again. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd also like to invite you to visit my main website at waynesthisthandthat.com. It has over 500 pages with almost as many topics.